Oh shit, what's up, y'all? Cattle Prod. Yeah. I found this the other day. This mask. Shit'll be 4th of July maybe when he says, no, this won't be the 4th of July video. Or maybe it could be. I don't know. Should have done the whole video with this mask. So, I got that mask at like Party City or some shit. I wore it to protest. Like those COVID lockdown protests. Yeah, I wore this bitch. And ran around with like a sign that was made out of cardboard. I had a cardboard box at like work or whatever, and I just cut it to where it was something I could hold. And I wrote on marker on there, and I wrote on my t-shirt. I got a plain gray work t-shirt, undershirt type thing, and wrote on it. And yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time. Some people gave me the finger. Some people interested, actually talked to me. A lady gave me a bottle of water, because it was anti-lockdown. It's like, man, if you want to wear a mask, you should. I'm not gonna stop you, but don't tell me to wear one, and don't tell me to fucking oh, you can and can't go certain places. Fuck you. Real men don't obey public servants. I don't have to fucking listen to you. I'm free. I'm a free man. I don't have to fucking. But that COVID thing was a fucking excellent. I'm glad we went through that because it showed people where the lines really were. Showed them where the lines really were. Nobody has the right to tell you, a free human being, what you can and cannot do with your own body. Sorry. And when they're like, oh, no commerce because we said so. Yeah, that's no. Sorry, you can't do that. That's where government just finally went way too fucking far. Yeah, 2020, the government went way too fucking far. So yeah, happy 4th of July, my American friends, and thanks to all my non-American friends. So yeah, I wore that to protest because that's how I felt. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Government can't tell free people what to do. Government overreached, government overstepped. Government just proved right there, we don't need government. We'll do better off without you. I want to drink my tea, I couldn't do it with the mask on. You're listening to Pharmacist. For those of you who thought you were listening to Carcass, you're actually listening to Pharmacist. It's a very gruesome collage in here. I will spare you some of that. God forbid I get a video taken down for something gross being on here. Like an album cover. Yeah, it's going to the inside. Pretty cool though, right? Yeah. What do we got, Cat? We got some more comments? Yep, more comments. Thank you, Cat. Cat, this is a base comment. You think you want to take this one? Oh my god. Dude, it's TCL 2006 again. He commented on a different video. Yeah, he did. He commented on Killdozer Day. Oh god. I hope this guy's still listening. This is the second comment I just read from you. So you're on Killdozer Day video. There's an interpretation of the Nephilim in the Bible being the warrior god kings of that day. Yep. The Pharaoh types. YK. I don't know what you mean by that. But Nimrod, Gilgamesh, Hammurabi. I know who those guys are. And I gotta say, I'm a fan of the interpretation because it means we can label the people in power today. They think that they're all high and mighty with that same demonic name. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Even if the name calling doesn't do a lot, I'm at least having fun pointing out who these people truly are. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, they're telling you who they are with their signs and symbolism. And that's what a lot of people don't get is signs and symbols. And if you really crack into that stuff, it shows you who these people really are because it's really what they believe. See, I'm not sure what I was talking about to bring this up, but I did hear that a famous politician, I'm not going to say her name, but their HRC initials, apparently she had an email, those emails that went on WikiLeaks and went out to the rest of the world. Like, one of them was talking about how, like, she was being informed that people had uncovered a tomb of the Nephilim. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Rich, elite people who think you're a peasant and want to take your money so they can build a civilization without you. Yeah, that they found the tomb of a Nephilim. I can only imagine what they would do with that. If that was real, like, that's a real Nephilim. DNA, dude. Just think about how scary that is. Taking the DNA of that and trying to hybridize that into you. Or just a race of people, just a group of people. It's like, hey, let's take this group of physical perfection people and give them some of that DNA and see if, like, in vitro fertilization or some shit. Oh, man, you could make, like, a whole bunch of these dudes, and they'd be, like, maybe they'd be good, I don't know, maybe they'd be powerful. If they were really big, yeah, that'd be terrifying. Because if you gave them, like, armor, you could just put plate steel on them and just give them, like, crude hacking weapons. Oh, man. Like, all of a sudden, if you got a 9mm, all of a sudden you're just putting rounds into that guy and it's not stopping him, and he's got several friends just hacking you to bits with, like, pieces of metal. Crudely sharpened pieces of metal. That would be terrifying. All my 40K peeps out there know what's coming next, man. The Techno-Barbarians and the Thunder Warriors are coming next for my 40K people out there. Yeah, that's super terrifying. Especially the genetic stuff that they want to do, like, just, yeah, if you haven't, like, gotten into cloning, like, heard about some of that stuff, and a lot of people have not heard about cloning. Like, everybody remembers they cloned that sheep, and then don't really hear anything else. Oh, but they've cloned dinosaurs or dire wolves now. Oh, that's just the crap they're telling you about. Remember, that's just what they're telling you about. There's a whole bunch of pigs. And I read this in BBC and Nat Geo, where they have pigs that can make other pigs, so they can reproduce with each other. But they've got human hearts, like, because the pig heart valve and the human heart valve are almost identical, and it's just really a coincidence and weird that happens. So they're like, oh, they've taken this pig heart and put it in a human, and the dude lived for a few months, but I think he did die. But apparently they've gotten, like, really good at that, to where, like, they can do that surgery now, and you actually live, like, most of your life now. So they started genetically altering pigs with human DNA so that pig heart transplant is more successful. So you have to take all those meds, those anti-suppressants that you take to keep your body from rejecting the new DNA. Because it's part of your DNA. Ooh. Oh, man. That's terrifying, isn't it? So we got Nephilims, bodies of Nephilims, human-animal hybrids. Oh, 2025 is amazing, y'all. I really can't wait to see what 2026 brings us. I really can't. All I ask for is power armor and a bolt gun. For the God Emperor of mankind, please give us that stuff. I'll just be happy. Thank you, TCL. Alright, now we got another one. So the Black Death 3. I never saw the first Black Death, but thank you, Black Death 3. But Black Death 3 says, sorry to harsh the vibe, but this just strikes me as immature nonsense. And when I say immature, I don't mean it in a positive sense, similar to how you seem to mean weird. I.e. voluminous and textured in character, possessed of a certain sang-froid, as of yet having resisted giving oneself over to the man, and so on. Wow, I screen capped this when I had to. This is a good comment. But I rather mean your view on normies is shallow and reflective of inexperience with other people, that you seem to readily admit it to yourself. Go on. This narrative that metalheads are on the whole dwelling upon some especially conscious or insightful or chill otherworldly plane of existence is just that, a narrative. Oh, are we on to something? Oh, okay, alright, yeah, we're a narrative now. It's Cope. Oh, there he went. You cope too. Oh, tell me, man, like, you have bad habits that you don't want anybody knowing about. You too, Black Death, have bad habits you don't want anybody knowing about. And you cry yourself to sleep every night the way you perceive that we do. So, everybody's got, you know, when you point a finger, how many are pointed right back at you? Let he who was without sin cast the first stone. I readily admit my sins, though, because they're funny as hell. Black Death, it continues here. Ironically, it's an inability to connect genuinely with other people long enough to go beyond the default. I get what you mean. And learn the first real thing about them that ultimately leads you to conclude that they are the superficial ones. See, I'm gonna finish. It's as if your home Wi-Fi went down and you assume that the entire internet must have up and disappeared. Wait, that doesn't happen? No. When the internet goes down, like the whole internet goes down. My neighbors are using a completely different internet. I've called them. They're like, no, I'm using the internet. I'm like, well, it's a different one because mine went down. Anyways, that's a joke. He set it up. It's tarted up solipsism. I can't look at that word to say it. I can look at it. I can say it, but I can't look at it and say it. Solipsism. I'm not going to bother to define solipsism, but it's like an argument. And if you learn philosophy, it's a term they use, and it's a style of argument or something like that. But it's not a logical fallacy, if you know what I mean. I am not versed in philosophical terms. I have to look that crap up. But anyways, my inability to connect genuinely with people, I don't take my time to learn people. Bro, I'm 40-something years old, dude. I didn't start this yesterday. I really didn't have these attitudes yesterday. I've had these attitudes probably longer than you have been alive. I've been asking questions and talking to people. And man, here's the thing. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. However, some people within 2 fucking seconds, you're like, fuck, man, you're just literally like everybody else. You're not even beginning to think. And here's the thing. Once you get people start talking and start thinking, some of them just don't have anything to say. How can you talk to somebody who doesn't have anything to say? You don't. Now you're just talking at them. Well, I'm not going to just talk at that guy. He may not understand what I'm saying. And it may bore him. And then he, you know, so, come on, Black Death, come on. You're acting like I'm brand new to this. You're acting like I may have started the channel yesterday, but I was not born yesterday. I've been doing everything I say. I've been doing it for much longer than I've had this channel, and I'm probably doing it much longer than you've been alive. And you know what? I've been fucking on the streets throwing down longer than most cops, and it took a cop admitting that to me, that I was tougher than half the people on the forces. Stronger, tougher, smarter, everything. Homie, my enemies have yielded and said, you're better than us. Come on, you don't know me. You don't know me. But I am reading your comment. I am trying to give you some credibility here, and you do just bringing the same arguments up that I've had with people just like you. I've had this argument before with people. It's just your first time, so you think you're special. Come on, Black Death, work with me here. But he's got a PS. And I think this is actually why I wanted to read the comment, because it was like, oh, okay, you sound like a cool dude. You just sound like you had to get that off your chest. But anyways, let's read this PS. I'm also a weirdo metalhead who has trouble fitting in almost everywhere I go. And I'm from PNW, Pacific Northwest, if that affords me some extra degree of outsider cachet. Catch it? I don't know what catch it means. That's a new word to me. But I don't live under the delusion that it means anything more than it really does. I have somewhat perverse musical sensibilities in conjunction with, or perhaps as a result of, certain statistically tangible and maybe even self-imposed difficulties connecting with other people. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. This dude went to college, or he reads a shit ton. But no, that's cool. I love comments like this when people like really know what the fuck they're doing. Oh, I appreciate these. It's better than some of the like, you're dumb, you're stupid, you hang out in your mom's basement. I had a guy watch my video tell me something about, get out of your mom's basement. I'm like, you're in my kitchen. Fucking idiots. But not you, Black Death. I'm not talking about you. Okay, so I get where you're at, Black Death. You're in this whole, like, the music and you're weird and all that. But it's just that. It just simply is that. You like the music, nothing more. You're weird, you know it, and you're not really trying to change it, and there's nothing more. Hey, bro, you can be what you're saying here, what I think you mean. But that doesn't mean it's me, you know? Well, like, for you, it's a gimmick. Let's just say it's a gimmick. Let's just say that word for lack of a better one. Let's just say, it's kind of a gimmick for me, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. There's a lot of things that are gimmicks that I'm okay with. And there's a lot of things that I do in my life, and sometimes say in these videos, which is a joke. I don't actually mean that. But then there's some other things that I stand behind. So other comments, I stand behind them 100%. And I will get out here and in the public square, on YouTube, or in the actual physical public square, and people have met me in the comments. You know, they know, oh yeah, I'm literally doing what I say I do. I'm literally acting like that. And Black Death, you may not have that conviction in a thing yet. And you may not have it or understand it or even know of its existence. But some people have conviction. And I'm not the only one. There's people out in the comments. I've met some of them. They have conviction as well. Hell, most of these guys in these bands have a conviction, at least towards the band and the scene. So that level of may not be something you're used to. That level of, as J-Dog would say, go-getter. You know, you may not. This may be something you're just not super familiar with or know what to do when you see it. And that's shows that you don't know people very well. And remember, you just said I don't take the time to know people very well. And now you're taking the time to talk to me, a person you don't know very well. I welcome your comment and any comment like these. Let's just keep it cordial and respectful. And at bonus points, if you can sound as concise as Black Death over here. Everybody say thank you, Black Death, for having a really good, well thought out, well read comment. And I don't mind the questions. I really don't. Y'all can question me like on any of this philosophy stuff that I'm living. You really can. Especially on anarchism. And the down with the government taxation and stuff, all that good stuff. Yeah. I really wanted to do my YouTube wearing nothing but this and a cigarette hanging out. I really did. I was like, I should just do it like this. Like that's a gimmick. You know, but then I was like, I'll get tired of being behind it. And then I'll want to take a sip of tea or coffee. And as it turns out, the tea and coffee is kind of a cool thing to do when you're on YouTube. Especially when you got it in an Indian mug. Know what I mean? Alright guys, y'all were listening to Pharmacist. It's got one of them crazy long titles, but Pharmacist. Check it out. It's like early Carcass portions. It's awesome. I forgot I liked Carcass until I heard a band like sound like Carcass, and I was like, man, early Carcass was good. Alright, happy 4th of July. Y'all go out there and have a fun and safe weekend. If you're an American, if you're not American, yeah, do the same. Have a fun and safe one. He's Cattle Prod, an Appalachian warlord. Thank you, Cat. We'll see you next time, y'all.